Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 7. This is your teacher, Miss Yusra Mughal, with another exciting and interesting lesson from your book, which is organized in a virtual class by Metropolitan School. So, my dear students, today we are going to start our new chapter, that is the Old Greek Tales. So, my dear students, do you know that the Greeks were written so many stories and they are the best storytellers in the world. Many of the world's best stories were first told long ago by Greeks. They used to tell stories of gods and goddesses, strong, wise, and beautiful, who sometimes came to earth and mixed with the people there. Sometimes they helped people of the earth, and sometimes they rewarded them for good deeds or punished them for evil. Sometimes they played trick on foolish people to teach them a lesson. So, my dear students, as you have seen in the picture, do you recall any of the story, and have you read any of the story like this? So, let me tell you that this is the story of a greedy monkey, and the monkey sees some food and he wants it, but the food is in a place with a small opening. As you have seen that there is a jar, and in the jar there is a banana, and the opening of that jar is very small. The monkey put its hand into the space, but when he closes his hand, he cannot get it back out. And then what happened? The farmer's dog tears him into pieces. So, what was the moral of that story? The moral of the story is the excessive greed will never go unpunished. Right, my dear students? So, keeping this moral in mind, now we are going to start our chapter, which is the story of King Midas. The Golden Touch is the story of a king who loves gold more than anything else in the world, and his greatest pleasure is counting it. So my dear students, that what happened with him? One day he was visited by Bacchus, one of the Greek gods. Midas had once helped Bacchus, and in return Bacchus offered him gift. As you have seen that there are some dialogues written over here that Midas greeted the Bacchus, the god, very well. So he offered him in reward. So what he offered him? He offered him a gift which will bring happiness to his face. Then Midas thought for a moment and then decided that what he loves gold, so he want that everything should he touch will be of gold. Bacchus laughed loud and long when he heard this, but he agreed. He told Midas that as soon as the sun rose next morning, he would have the golden touch. When Midas woke up the next day, he found that Bacchus had kept his words. It mean that everything which will be touched by the king Midas will be of gold. So the first thought that came to him was the bedclothes seemed heavier and much less soft than usual. Obviously, the fabric turns into a gold. So looking at them, he realized that they had turned into gold, and he pleased while seeing that bedclothes and the pillows as well, even the bedpost, even the pillars are of solid gold. he jumped out of the bed with a glad cry, because it's his wish that everything should he touched will be of gold. So as he dressed, his royal robes of crimson and purple changed to cloth of gold. So past in past Greek stories, purple color is for the royal. It shows the royalty. So the purple color turns into a gold. Even his sandals, his feet, even where he put his feet is also becoming that floor is of gold. Now he overjoyed. He went from room to room touching things here and there because it's his wish, and one and all they were changed into gold, including each and everything, all the hangings, the rugs, the chairs, tables, even the birds in the cage turned into gold. So he went to the garden and scent of the roses and lilies and the flowers. How lovely they looked with the dew upon them. Midas touched them lightly and they, lovelier still, but they turned into gold. And well content and beginning to feel hungry, and he returned to the palace. On the way to the palace, he picked a handful of small pebbles from the path and rejoiced to see how they at once became nuggets of pure gold. Imagine that, nuggets of pure gold. Still clutching them, he sat down to breakfast. If the servants thought their master's dress dull and colorless compared with his usual brightly hued robes, Midas at least did not guess their thoughts. So, what do you think? That the color of the gold was, it was a little fade color, obviously, because kings always wear a sharp and a bright color dresses. So when the dress turned into gold, so it becomes a bit fade, right? So breakfast looked and smelled delicious. The very delicious and a very great breakfast have been served to the king Midas, and Midas said too with good appetite, alas, the instant food touched his lips, it turned into gold. So even the food he touched, it turns into gold, and he is not able to eat it, he is not able to drink it. And to add his distress, one of his little daughters' favorite child came weeping to him and a golden rose in her hand, and he cried and said that something dreadful happened to the roses. They are faded and yellow, and they have lost their sweet smell. But what happened? What the king replied? King replied that these are the golden roses, and these, it will never fade away, and it worth more than thousand and hundreds and thousands of the roses. Obviously, the rose of gold. But the child cried and said she don't care. She want it back in the previous condition. So while his child in that condition, he feels sad, and Midas put his arms around her, trying to comfort her. Then what happened? Then happened that the girl, King Midas' favorite lovely daughter, turned into a little golden statue in his arms. So my dear students, what he has done for now, so he just fell down, he just asking that this is a curse, that whatever he touched, it turns out to be a gold. So he wants that this curse away from him. So I had forgotten that there are things much more precious than gold, said Midas sadly. My little daughter, the flowers she loved, friends, even a cup of cold water. He buried his face in his hands and wept. So Bacchus, now the kinder voice of Bacchus comes, that you have learned wisdom. Your heart has not become as hard and unfeeling as your gold, and had that happened, then indeed I could not have helped you. Go now to Pactolus. Pactolus is the name of a river that flows past your garden. Bath in it, and its waters shall wash the curse from you, and restore what you have already changed to the gold. So Midas lost no time. He went there and he put the water from the river bank and put it on his daughter. So his daughter turned back to his original condition. So it is said that the love of gold and the desire for it left, and Midas along with the golden touch certain. It is that he destroyed his treasure house and spent his treasure for the good of his people, as if to remind him of his folly. However, his daughter hair never lost its golden color, and it is true that the sands of that river have a golden tinge to this day. So my dear students, after reading the chapter, after explaining this, what was the moral? You people can understand. The moral of the story is greed is a permanent slavery. Now what is the slavery? Like, you are just think about what you wish for. You are not able to think about what is good for others. You became selfish. When you became greedy, you became selfish. Right, my dear students? My dear students, it's time to do exercise, which is on page number 31. Exercise A, B and C. All three exercises should be done in your grammar copy. Now students, there is a language structure. Now there is always two types which we have learned to say the sentence. Only two kinds of sentence. That in one kind we have subject and verb, and in the second kind we have subject, verb and object. But there is also a third kind of sentence. For example, while we are saying this is dash, this is she became doctor, the house seemed good. So these sentences are incomplete and unfinished, and they need something to finish the to finish them. And to finish them, the word or the sentence group of words which finish them is called a complement. So we have the third kind of the sentence, that is subject plus verb and complement. That this is a pencil, she is a captain, the house seemed empty. So sometimes the complement is a noun like pencil, and sometimes it is an adjective. Right, my dear students? So when the complement is a noun, we can put adjective before it and adjective phrases after it. So here is the exercise. Add adjective and prepositional phrases to these nouns complements. So you'll have to complete it accordingly. In exercise A, you will have to write it. He became a respected teacher with a reputation for patience. Number 2, she was a hard-working people in school. Number 3, his father is a famous doctor in the city. Number 4, Hong Kong is a thriving island on the southeast of China. Number 5, this is my older brother in white gown. So in exercise B, the complement may be sometimes a phrase. Yani it's not just only a word, it should be a phrase as well. So in this exercise, you will have to complete the sentences using the phrases which are already given in your book. At the end of the exercise, as you have seen, there is a list of some phrases given over there. So you'll have to add these phrases accordingly, put these phrases accordingly in the exercise. So I have done it for you. My sister is in good health. The ship is in the harbor. The teacher was in temper. The matter is of no importance. The machine is out of order. Her father is in hurry. The children were out of breath. The sick man is not out of danger. We have another exercise on the same page, that is exercise C. So there is another condition that sometimes a sentence may need a complement even though it has an object already. Before that I told you that subject plus verb plus complement Now I am telling you that subject plus verb plus object plus complement. Right, my dear students? So here again you see that the complement of the sentence may be a noun or an adjective. So finish the sentences by adding nouns or adjectives as complement, as I have done for you. So the judge found the prisoner innocent. They called the baby Miriam. We made Mary fool. They named the ship Titanic. They appointed Mr. Bukhari as a principal. The pain was driving him mad. The hot sun was making the grass dry. We painted the house. Your words have made me think. And they crowned him king. Right, my. So coming towards our another topic of today, and the topic is future continuous tense. As I already told you before, that make the definition from the name of the tense, that the work which is going on in a present time, which is continuing as present time, is present continuous tense, which continue in the past time is past continuous tense, and which will be continuing in the future time, it's future continuous tense. Right, my dear students? Any work which will be continue in the future time is future continuous tense. So here is the structure of the tense. Subject plus will plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object. Right, my dear students? Next, subject plus will plus not plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object, and then the interrogative structure is will plus subject plus be plus verb first form plus object. Right, my dear student? Hope you have understand this tense, as it is very. So here is the time for the home assignment. You will have to make the title page of the chapter The Golden Touch, and you will have to do the vocabulary meaning and phrases, idioms meanings in your text copy. The title page and the vocabulary meanings, phrases, idioms meanings should be done in your text copy. Exercise ABC of page number 31 in grammar copy, and copy down the definition, structure, example and translation of future continuous tense in your grammar copy. So my students, that's all for today. See you in the next lesson. Allah Hafiz.